Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ray with Follow My Lead Dog Training, your dog trainer. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably at the point of, hey, you know what? I like what I see. I want to get my dog enrolled in a program at Follow My Lead Dog Training. So that's great. And thank you for stopping by my page and making that decision. It's a great opportunity for you to enhance your bond with your dog, your trust with your dog, your relationship with your dog. So I like to be transparent. I want to talk about just real quick. I just want to glance over some of the tools that I use with about 97% of the dogs that come through for training, whether you're going to be doing my private sessions or my board and train program, you're going to see some of the tools that we'll discuss. Mostly for the board and train program, the majority of these tools I'll be using. So first of all, we're going to be using a leash for your dog. So a 6 foot leash, we'll definitely be using that for your dog. And I like just a nice nylon lead or a nice leather lead is great. Six feet is what we want to be working with. The other thing that we'll be working with is a prong collar. So if you're not familiar with the prong collar, some of you may be. Let me show you what the prong collar looks like. It's this thing that everybody sees and they think, oh my gosh, this is so dangerous. I can't put this on my dog. I'm not going to put this on my dog. Here at Follow My Lead Dog Training, this is one of the primary tools that we use for the dogs and their owners. Okay, great tool. The tool is meant to teach your dog what you expect of them. Okay, that's what the tool's goal is. Now, with these prongs, can these prongs hurt a dog? People ask me that all the time. Absolutely, they can, right? If they're used the wrong way. You know, a jack can hurt a human if it's used the wrong way on a dog, on a car. So we are teaching proper use of this tool in my program, how to use it, when to use it, um, and what you're teaching your dog during the training program. So prong collar, great tool. Um, love the prong collar. There's not really another tool out there with leash and tool, right? And the prong collar is that. So we'll be using a prong collar, okay, attached to a leash. The other tool that we'll be using when we're using a leash and prong and any of the tools is leadership. So I'm going to be talking a lot about leadership in my program. I want you guys to really hone in on what leadership means. Okay, it's so important to deliver leadership when you're training and working with your dog, whether you're in my private sessions or my board and train. Okay. Um, the next tool that we use here is a remote collar. Okay, some of you may be familiar with a remote collar. I use these in my board and train programs. Each dog is equipped with a remote collar. This is a great tool, guys, and let me mind you that all these tools I use, I don't just use these to train clients' dogs. I use these on my own dogs. Okay, why? Why do you use this tool? This is, I tell people, this is the iPhone of dog training. Okay, it's easy to use. It's easy on your dog. The communication is great. The lifeline between you and your dog is great. The 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 training is endless with the remote e-collar. Now, we don't just slap these on a dog and then, the dog is a robot. That's not what this is about. This, as well as the prong, is about teaching your dog what you expect of them. So the prong collar and the e-collar is are both used in my board and train programs as well. Now this isn't like, I say iPhone because, when we had a cell phone, remember cell phones used to be the big bulky, thing, and you know, and you know, when you used it, that's what you would get from it. It just wasn't really um, great as far as the technology of it. Now we have these iPhones, and they're like fantastic. So the remote collar has came along the same way. I mean, these things used to be big and bulky. Some people refer to them as shock collars. They shock the dog, shock the dog. That's not what you're doing here. At Follow My Lead Dog Training, when we talk about remote collars and educating the owners and using them properly with your dog. Great tool, probably the best tool when you talk about endless opportunities, peace of mind when it comes to dog training. So the dog will, if you're in my board and train program, the dog will experience this. Okay. Now, please um, keep in mind, don't just run out and say, you know, I'm going to get me one of those e-collars, man. Ray's using it in his training. That don't do that. Um, you know, you want to take the right steps to make sure that your dog is conditioned properly with the remote collar. Okay. Um, the other tools that I use just to kind of talk through them a little bit, I use muzzles, okay, in my training program. I use place cots in my training program. I use crates in my training program. So those are all tools that we have available to help teach our dogs what we expect from them as family members with us. So I hope that helps, guys, to give you an idea, and you should know exactly what your dog is going to be coming to when you're going to be training with me, the type of tools that you're going to be working with, and then you're experiencing how to use them. Right, that's one of the reasons why you're coming to me. How do you use these tools, Ray? So I'm teaching you that as well. So I'm glad you made the decision to take the next step and go into training. If you haven't, and you see a program that is a good fit for you, and you want to get started with that, go into what we do. If you're there now, go underneath services. Underneath that program, you'll see book now. Hit that book now button. Fill out the contact form there. That will come over to me, and then we'll rock and roll. All right, guys, I hope that this is helpful. Again, this is Ray with Follow My Lead Dog Training, your dog trainer, and I look forward to seeing you.